and welcome to everyone. Thrilled that you all are here, and as we begin this hearing today for my fellow Tennesseans, I want them to know we are certainly keeping them in our prayers as they work through this incredible ice storm that we have had. But I am grateful that you all are here for this hearing. If you were to ask any of my fellow Tennesseans what's wrong with ticketing today, they will not hesitate to tell you that the system feels rigged against them. They follow the rules, they get in the queue so that they can make a purchase, so they're in there in advance, and they do everything right. And then they watch the tickets vanish in seconds, and they come back on the secondary markets at 3 or 4 times the price. Now, sometimes they have these tickets in their cart, and they move to checkout. And before they can click to buy, the ticket vanishes. It is gone. And then sometimes the other problem is they go to the resale site and they think they're buying a ticket. Again, they're following the rules. They want to go to the show. They want to go to the concert. They want to go to the sporting event. But the ticket really does not exist because the scammers and the scalpers are selling speculative tickets. And I hear from a lot of these constituents that are buying these tickets that don't exist or are priced at exorbitant prices. Now, it might be the nurse who has just finished working a double shift, and so she logs on the minute the tickets go on sale, and before she can click to buy, it says sold out. Or maybe it's the dad who has promised their 16-year-old for their birthday they're going to get to go to a concert, the first big concert. And if I went around this hearing room and I said, tell me the first concert you went to, nearly every one of you could name that event for me. You could talk about that day. Some of you would talk about what you wore. Some of you would talk about what you said and the friends that went with you for that event. And of course, the disappointment mounts because the tickets are gone. Fans are not angry about the fact that tickets are popular and that events are popular. They're fans, and they want this experience. What they're mad as hell about is that the system is stacked against them. The ticket industry should desire to do better. They should want to do better for fans of these artists and sports teams and shows. But consumers have lost faith that the rules apply not equally to the marketplace and to them. They favor the bots, the brokers, all the bad actors that are in this marketplace. Now, for years, many of you know this, about a decade, I've been working to address these ticketing issues because fans deserve fairness, transparency, and a real chance to see the artist they love, the teams that they love. And that is why Congress passed the bipartisan, bicameral, Better Online Ticket Sales Act, the BOTS Act, to stop the use of these automated tools and the other schemes that are cheating consumers, that are circumventing safeguards and undermining trust in the live entertainment marketplace. For years, the FTC failed to use the tools at their disposal to go after the scalpers. And by the way, they didn't have any help from Ticketmaster going after these guys. Now, that changed when President Donald Trump went into office. And he was joined in the Oval Office by my friend Kid Rock, and President Trump issued an executive order on combating unfair practices in the ticketing marketplace. The order specifically urged the FTC to rigorously enforce the Bots Act. Chairman Ferguson immediately answered that call, and I'm pleased that the Bots Act is finally being enforced as intended. There's so much that we are going to discuss today, including the ongoing enforcement action being pursued by the FTC against Live Nation and Ticketmaster. The FTC suit alleges that bad actors routinely bypass ticket limit enforcement measures to buy large blocks of tickets, which were then sold on Ticketmaster and Live Nation's own resale platform. How about that? Going to get you coming and going. Instead of holding these brokers accountable, and by the way, they know that these bad actors are out there, the FTC alleges that Ticketmaster turned a blind eye to these violations and violated the Bots Act simply because Ticketmaster wanted to make an extra buck. They're looking for that extra % on every sale. Over 3 years ago, Mr. Joe Burkhold, the Live Nation president then, sat before me under oath in the Senate Judiciary Committee and said that Ticketmaster does everything in its power to stop scalpers using bots and other means of circumvention from hoarding tickets and harming consumers. If the lawsuit against them is any indication, that is far from the truth. I will tell you this. If the local utility company and the local bank can block the bots that are trying to get in their system every single day, every day, a powerhouse like Live Nation, Ticketmaster, honest to God, ought to be able to figure this out, and I am tired of waiting on them to do something about it. It is negligent. I'm also looking forward to discussing the consumer protection issues specific to the secondary market, like speculative tickets, deceptive URLs, exorbitant resale prices, and a number of other issues addressed in legislation that this committee has worked on for years. Here in Congress, we're going to continue to fight for the fans and for the artists and ensure a fair ticketing marketplace. At this time, I recognize the ranking member.